Greetings, it's Intuitive Jakob back to do a musical tarot reading, down and dirty style, by elements. So we're going to be using a raw piece of rose quartz for fire tribes, a pine cone for earth tribes, magnetic rainbow hematite for water tribes, and a wooden cephalopod, it's a little octopus there, for air tribes. I'm going to be playing one song that all the tribes have in common from my Art of Love musical tarot deck, one card from the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle, one Romance Angels card, pulling out some Sibilas. Sometimes multiple messages come up. Sometimes they're very specific, so they may or may not match for you. Feel free to check back. I'm doing these regularly. If you would like one that's done with just your energy, feel free to hit me up at artoflove.me, and I'd be happy to do one for you. I'm going to be reading an excerpt from Elias Lonsdale's Inside Degrees, and I wanted to make a reference point also to feminist history today. One of the things that I've been finding is time didn't happen. We are stacking fractals of the stories that haven't been reconciled, and we are particle infusing into hyperdense form, and it ain't what they told us in band camp, kids. I did want to bring up 3 birthdays that are happening today that are awesome, because the moon reading today for Scorpio 26 is actually called a she-wolf, her udders full of milk. And I thought it was interesting that today we've actually got a birthday of 3 really strong women that you may or may not have heard of. One is Virginia Tony Caraballo. She was actually a huge activist for women's issues. And it's actually her birthday. She served in the National Organization for Women from 1968 to 1987 and co-authored the Feminist Chronicles from 1953 to 1993. Also, a birthday today is Sandra Day O'Connor. She was the first woman in the U.S. Supreme Court, the first U.S. Supreme Court justice, and that happened in 1981. And also today, it's Nancy Pelosi's birthday. So speaking of she-wolf, some of you all might be very familiar with who she is, but she is the first woman speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives, 2007 to 2009, and also serves as a Democratic representative in the state of California on the House of Representatives. So interesting. Happy birthday to those women. And I'm going to go ahead and read to you from the book about the she-wolf. This is today's moon. A she-wolf, udders full of milk, bearing within you something vast and wild and true, your instincts given over to this seed. What can be and must be impels sacrifice and renunciation, being held in the grip of vast primordial forces, taken over by depths that forge new worlds into being, stunned into submission, unconsciously obsessed with something that lives within you and cannot be forgotten, supercharged with energy, in tune with the Earth's cycles, everything happening in a magnified and hypnotic atmosphere. The hidden worlds take charge. Individuality is eclipsed, and the surge of power dominates consciousness and life by its intensity and ruthless current right through the body, and there is nothing to say about it. Hey air tribes, this is your reading now. If you're an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra, or air tribes need to go today. Let's start with your John Holland card. All right, so interesting. This card here, this 4, says discontent and boredom. And this card here is kind of like your 4 of Cups, if you're familiar with a more traditional deck. And I'm hearing this person has not been able to see the bright side of this yet. And part of it is because of what they just heard might have happened behind their back. Tiptoeing behind the sun. And I'm hearing for somebody, the good news is that the month of 4, which is April, that's just right here, just a few steps away from us, is going to bring some other news. And I'm hearing for somebody too that what you think was happening behind your back might not have actually been what was said to you. They're saying you might have some fire in your chart. You might want to benefit from taking a look at that reading next. There's something about the rainbow and the image of the happy home that might stand out for one of you, but discontent and boredom, that's showing up here. Let's see if we get another clue here from the Romance Angels card. All right, see, here we go. New love right there. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So for some of you, this is about that rainbow that showed up after whatever it was felt kind of depressing here. And I'm hearing for somebody, it might actually be a really quick change of events. They're telling me I'm hearing, okay, this might be very specific message just for like one or two of you, but I'm hearing for somebody, be really cautious, especially if you hear some droopy news that like gets you down, because I'm hearing something about just having people that's like are chit-chatting and like saying way too many things, and sometimes it's like telephone and how things just get twisted, and you might actually have a hater around you too. I don't know if you've got any fire in your chart, but the fire reading had some stuff about the haters that really might be there for you. And I'm hearing that sometimes it's like false friends, and being careful about how they stir your emotions, just knowing they can get a rise out of you. And that might not be very much like air people. Sometimes that's not how air people are, but you might have water in your chart or something. And if that's the case, you know, it doesn't take much sometimes for people to put you in empath hell if they know that they can just influence your thinking. And so I'm hearing for some of you, it's like you are so close to whatever this is, this new love, whether or not that's a person. This is a new person. Okay, so this could very well be very romantic. But I'm hearing for some of you, this is really actually just creative pursuits and feeling like you have energy again to go after that thing that really pulls you into the light. And so pay attention to if you hear some goofy things from people around you, especially if it's like somebody said this behind your back and somebody said that behind your back, because I'm hearing 2 out of 3 are going to disagree. Let's see what the Sibyls say. I might get a little bit of information. Make you say thank you. What do we need to know next? Okay, Chubbs need to know here. Okay. That's it. Okay, wow. So that's Menio. This is hands coming together for a marriage. These are nuptials. I'm hearing that for somebody, this is really just about how long you've been waiting to get together with somebody, and they're saying for somebody it might be another 4 months. And I'm hearing it's about somebody's immigration or something with a visa, an extended visa to stay 3 or 4 months. And for some of you, that news might be coming. Well, it could be 3 months, but somebody is on the lookout for something here. This Belvedere card here, it's kind of an interesting history on this one. Without getting too much into that one, I will just say that somebody has been watching. They have been on the look for this, and whether or not you realize that somebody has been looking, a lot of times this is an indication that somebody has been doing it covert. And if you think that somebody has been doing something behind your back, it might not be what you thought, is what I'm hearing. And here we go. Okay, Denari. This is a vault. And this is what somebody does, sometimes privately for money. Sometimes it's the secrets they're keeping. And in some cases, it just means that something was very well prepared for because of the amount of attention that went into detail. And so I'm hearing, if this is just a period of time where you're feeling bored and it's like you feel like you've been passed up, there might be something that's happening here that's worthy of investigating. And I'm hearing that somebody might have had their back turned because of what they've been grieving and something that you couldn't have possibly known. But it might be a good time to send forward some communication. And I'm hearing for some of you, actually, I'm going to have to stop on this one, or I'm just going to keep going and getting readings, that whoever this person is that's been paying attention and, you know, maybe been focusing a lot on work, has something to say, and it might be worthy of consideration. This El Pensiero is this is somebody that's taking a good look at something that was written, and if it has anything to do with the coming together of either nuptials or a new love, it might be just what you need to pull you into that rainbow there. So I hope those helped, and you know, if you'd like me to take a look with just your personal information, feel free to hit me up at artoflove.me. Take care. God bless. Catch you again soon. We're back for another one.